welcome to Gemstone Tarot. I think this is, oh, I think I know why I did that. Let's just shove this up a bit, as the actress said to the bishop. I think when I had my big muff, you know, when it was like, when it was hanging down, it's obviously we're just going to go straight in on the Benny Hill. Then it got in the way of the camera. So anyway, technical stuff. Welcome to Gemstone Tarot, where the tone is always low or hovering towards the bottom. 15th Monday, Gemini moon, moving into Cancer moon. Well, 1:30 in the morning in the UK, so we're going to wake up in the fields. We're going to be like, I didn't know if I wanted to wake up at 8 o'clock or if I wanted to wake up, and I think I'm going to press snooze. That's how I feel when it's a Cancer moon. Other people may feel, I don't know, I always feel very discombobulatedly emotional. It's quite nice. Make the most of it, because we've got Cancer moon until sort of late Wednesday. Itchy eye. Gas pipes update. Oof, gosh, there's been so much. Where can I begin? They've been digging, and they've been digging with diggers and with pickaxes and whatnot, dug up the whole street. Then they come in, they dig up your house a bit as well. That was hard. I'm not good at that, I have to say. At one point I got trapped in the kitchen for 4 hours because one of the doors, it's hard to explain, but I couldn't open the door. And they were like, with a massive, I don't know what it was, but it smelled, they were welding, they were under the floorboards, all the cats were locked up. And the smoke alarms all went off, and they just leave them going off because I think that the smoke and the noise just makes them go off. So I had to put like ear defenders on and sit in the kitchen typing on my computer, looking like a cat does, you know, when you sort of, if they sniff a cucumber or whatever, like that. That was me for about 4 hours. Anyway, they're nearly there. Well, I don't know, because they've got to do everybody else's as well. I'm just like, well, they've done my house, so they're done. Cheers. Yeah, probably got another maybe a couple of weeks. It's been a long one. Right, okay. Rosen's Almanac. And because we haven't done this since the 11th, so we can look at the other ones because they're really short, which is quite nice. Okay. One I have picked up, this is Michael Rosen talking, who is this chap who writes children's books. In the UK you might know him. He did a quite famous one. What did he do? Did he do Going on a Bear Hunt? Or something he did really famous. He was the Children's Laureate as well. Yeah. Oh, I might read that actually. Anyway, good writer as well. Any of his books or memoirs, very, very good. One I've picked up at teaching in Bristol, he says. Where are we to? It can mean all sorts of things. Where are we going? How are you? What page are we on? What room are we in? And where are we meeting? Where are we to? Or you can also say that, where are you to? Or where have you been to? I know. Cheers, drive. You say this to the bus driver as you get off the bus. Does this happen in your town? So this happens in mine. Okay, it doesn't, I recently had a day trip to London, it doesn't happen there, but it still happens because I'm in a smaller place, it still happens, and people, and strangely they'll say it in that accent, thank you driver, like that, that's how they say it, thank you driver, cheers driver. It's just customary to thank the bus driver even though you've paid an extortionate amount to go about 2 paces up the road. I know, you get off like, thank you driver. In Bristol, we seem to be in the West Country here. Oh sorry, at the top of the page, now to the West Country. And some of its sayings, so I've missed that because I don't read the instructions for anything. In Bristol there's a lovely endl, so END-ul, that people like to say on the ends of words. That's a good ideal. That's a good idea. That's a good ideal. I've never heard that. In Bath, you smooth the cat rather than stroke it. There you go. We could have gone all bit Benny Hill on that one, but we avoided it because we've got standards apparently. I tell you what, let's put this essential gas work in your area letter as their bookmark. I'm going to use Kitsch Pop Tarot again today because I felt like we needed a pop of kitsch. We needed it. We needed it. Well, I do. And I'm guessing you do. Let me know if there are any little local sayings for where you live that are very, very kind of around your little locale, because it's so interesting, especially if you're in a different country. Okay, Monday. Monday. Thank you to everyone who has been hyping. Loads of people have been hyping, and there is a leaderboard. So come on. It's a bit like Space Invaders when you were young. I used to play in the arcades, like on Stranger Things, and you know, you get your name on the leaderboard and have it wiped off by someone you hated. But anyway, so let's see. I don't know how to access the leaderboard, where it is, or any of that, but thank you. It has been helping the channel. Oof. Fantastic. And it is much appreciated. Gotta love the King of Cups. Of course he's having an ice cream sundae. He's probably having 3. And they've probably got like a cheeky like vodka shot in the bottom as well, because he's the King of Cups. Oof. Oof. Hello. Okay, I've got it. Ooh. The Lovers. The Lovers comes out. The Lovers. Well, I suppose there is there's like 5 minutes of a Gemini moon, isn't there? The Lovers, the choice, okay? For some of you, this may be to do with relationships, friendships, relationships, all those kinds of ships, because of the other cards that have come up. We also have the Three of Pentacles, which has come up an awful lot lately. It came up in the September readings. It came up in the lunar eclipse and new moon solar eclipse reading, which you can still get a lot of value out of that one for another week. That is in the description box below if you want to check it out. It came up a lot with the King of Pentacles. So we don't have the King of Pentacles here, but we have this card, which is, are you on my side? Are we working together? Are we in this together? Are we inside the tent pissing out, or are we outside the tent pissing in? You know, are we in this tent together, or is one of us out there and one of us is in here? And this can be a work relationship. Are we on the same team? Are we pulling the same way? Even with your boss, you know, are they on your side? Have you got some kind of vision for the future that matches, or are you completely at odds with somebody? Then we got King of Cups dropping in for a late night Knickerbocker glory. And here he is, yeah, King of Cups. King of Cups is great in lots of ways, but he also represents that sort of Neptunian high of, my God, I could talk to you about anything. You know, it feels really emotionally connected. Gemma's going to do the worm really badly. I feel like I lose the coordination in the middle. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do the worm there, and then something should follow up here that doesn't follow. There's a disconnect in the middle. But anyhow. But King of Cups can also be 3 Knickerbocker glories. I was going to say 3 Knickerbocker glories deep. He can be that guy at the bar. He can be the one who's talking to the barman. You know, the one that got away. He's got a one that got away. He could have been a contender. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. You know, I've done my drunk well, it's not drunk Gemma because I don't drink, but I've done my drunk person impression of, you just don't understand, you know, that kind of thing, where someone just is, as Shakespeare would say, in their cups. It's a great expression, one from my mum, she uses it a lot. Was he or she, were they in their cups? You know, occasionally the boy will ring me from university, did it yesterday actually, and he will be in his cups. All the time when he was upstairs and I went in and he was eating the kebab in his pants. Do you remember that? I love you, Mum. I love you, Mum. I love you too. Okay, so we've got the picture of the King of Cups who's in his cups. We then have the Five of Swords. I love the Five of Swords in this deck. Look, it's a barber's. You win, they leave. It's very, very clever. Very clever. Venus in Aquarius. Someone has to open up before a connection can be truly on the same page, is what I'm getting. And the Seven of Pentacles, which is the something to do with the guy barbecuing things. I don't know why. When it's in reverse, which it is, it's like I'm adding this up. I'm counting those discs, and I'm not sure this is worth it. On balance, I have to make a decision, and I'm not sure it's worth it. This could be a longer term reading than just today. And then finally, he's in reverse, what I was showing you in the upright. The barber, the King of Swords, in the reverse. Oof. When that bad boy gets into reverse, when he's backing up, it can be really difficult. Like, you can be dealing with someone who's a bit pathologically off, and you've got to kind of admit that to yourself, come to terms with that, or just like think, stuff this, you know, screw you guys, I'm going home, as Kenny from South Park would say. I think that's what he used to say. No, that's what Cartman said, isn't it? That's what Cartman is my favourite. I've got an inner Cartman that I do sometimes channel. I think I've let that one out before, but that's for another day. So there we have it, a choice to be made. Are we on the same page? Are you in your cups? We have to connect emotionally, whether you're a friend, lover, whatever it is, before we know whether we're on the same page. Otherwise we're not even in the same like field, never mind the same tent. There you go. See you tomorrow. Don't forget to hype. Namaste.